2nd, and I just got set up in the foundation field in the same spot that I was in last night. We got a big cold front moving in. It's going to be here all weekend. The deer have been moving all day. I've been getting pictures sent to my phone. It's about 45 degrees right now, and last night it froze pretty good, and it's supposed to tonight too. Last night I was in this spot, and I had my target buck R2 come in behind me here to about 30 yards. I didn't get it on video, but I ended up rushing the shot more or less, and hitting a sapling tree that was right in front of him and just stuck right in that. I ended up not hitting the deer at all. That was extremely disappointing to do that, to say the least. I've just been thinking about that for the last 24 hours. But he wasn't spooked too bad, so we don't have a wind to hunt the other side of his core area, where I've also been getting pictures of him. But so we came back in here hoping maybe, he just, wrote it off. But with a mature buck like that, it's unlikely, but you never know, because he didn't really know what was happening. There's a doe out in the plot right now, but we had a hard time getting in here. Like I said, there's been deer moving all day, so we're gonna sit back and get quiet and just hope for the best tonight. Well, guys, it's a little after 6 o'clock, and that was the buck that we call Towers. Elliott passed him opening day, and I just passed him at about 30 yards there. He's a really nice deer. He's a 4-year-old for sure. I found his match set last year, but he's just not the right deer. He might be a great deer at 5.5. I'd just like to see him get there. He read the script just perfectly. I mean, it got me shaking a little bit. It just wasn't the right deer. Well, guys, it's October 5th, and I just got set up here in a plot that we call the 3-acre field. This is a spot that I've been hunting a lot this year. It's the 3-acre field with Big and Beastie in it, and we just set up this blind this year, and this has been a really good spot to at least see a good number of deer every night. And with a south wind, it's pretty much foolproof. So we got set up tonight, hoping to catch R2 or Thrasher. Like I said, this is a spot that it's kind of an overlapping core of where they are. I'd say R2's core is more to the west of here, and Thrasher's is probably more to the east. But still trying to get over that mess up that I had with R2 where I just didn't see that sapling. We're going to sit back and enjoy the night. It's pretty warm, but the barometric pressure is above 30, so I think it's going to be a pretty good night. It's kind of the tail end of that cold front, and we kind of have a warm front blowing through, but hoping that the wind shift is going to get some deer on their feet. But never know, but we're going to sit back and see what comes out tonight. guys, we're down to about the last 20 minutes. And we've seen 6 bucks and 3 does. We haven't seen a doe since early. There was a couple does that came out, I don't know, about 5 o'clock or so, and those have been the only ones since. We've got a 3-year-old 8-pointer that came out, and then he was out here for a little while and got that 3-year-old 10-pointer with the short tines up off his feet. And then a buck that I know pretty well came out of the southeast corner also. He's a buck that really resembles the deer that I shot last year, Crowns. And I previously thought this deer was a 3-year-old, and because I've had pictures of him for the last 2 years for sure, that I can for surely tell it's him. And last year I thought he was a 2-year-old because he wasn't that big, but just looking at him out here, it looks like he very well could be a 4-year-old. He's got a big body, muscular neck, and his body size is a little more impressive than I thought on the hoof. Like I said, we got about 20 minutes left, and the deer are slowly kind of making their way down to this end of the field, but we'll see if anything bigger shows up yet.
Hi, welcome to Midwest Whitetail Great Lakes. It's a gorgeous afternoon here in Wisconsin on October 4th. It's my first night in the woods. I'm in a blind that we call the Pines blind that has a small pond out front, big and beastie, planted right close to the blind, and a field of soybeans planted around the outside of the pines. We're basically in between 2 red pine tree plantings. Casey and I have been in Montana for the last 2 weeks hunting elk, so we haven't had much of an opportunity to hunt whitetails. Casey got a nice 5-point with his new Hoyt bow. I missed, so we should have had more than 2. Actually, we should have for sure had 2, but he got a good 5-point. So now we're hitting the whitetails hard. It is a really good year for antler growth here in this part of Wisconsin. We've got a lot of good 2-year-old, 3-year-old bucks that are sporting 10 points, and are some nice bucks, but of course they're not mature. We've got 3 or 4 bucks that are on our hit list that are pretty darn good bucks. One buck that we have that isn't quite there is a buck that we call Yuma. He's a 10-point that's 3 years old that has really good genetics. Got our fingers crossed that he is able to make it through our archery and rifle season. One of the bucks that we have over here near this blind is a buck we call Baldy. That's a real nice symmetrical 5x5. It's got a bent over G3 and G4 on his right main beam. About 140-inch deer, really nice buck. Seems to be chasing all the other ones around, so I think he's the particular boss in this area. Over at another woodlot that we hunt, we've got 2 real good bucks over there. One that we call Mr. Toad, that's about 150-inch class, 5x5. Just a gorgeous 10-point buck. Real fat as well. He's really huge in the body. And then we have another buck over there that is on our list called Jake. He is part of the Blues Brothers that we saw last year. Jake has a 6 points on his left and 4 on his right, so he is an actual 10-point, but kind of an odd one. But is a 4 or 5-year-old deer. Had him a couple of times in front of the blind last year. Seems to be resident to the small woodlot that we're hunting over there. His brother Elwood just didn't, he looks just like he did last year. We've got him got a few trail camera photos of him. Just isn't very impressive, but he is in that 4 to 5 year old range. We've actually done quite a bit of changing to our woodlot here on this particular property. Our woods was getting quite mature, and there was a lack of underbrush for the whitetail bucks, the larger mature bucks, to lay in. So we ended up doing some major logging. I'm enrolled in the Wisconsin Woodland Forest Management law here in Wisconsin, and it's kind of strict on when you can log and when you can't log. So we were not able to log for the last 15 years or so. But that actually changed this year, and we were able to do quite a bit of logging. And what we did was on the 40 that's south of the road that we call Jeans, we basically clear cut that and did a seed tree cut, which leaves 2 or 3 trees per acre for seeds. We did that 18 months ago, and that has grown up quite thick right now. Trying to get light to things so that we can get underbrush growing. Got a lot of red elderberries coming over there. It's looking really good. With that, I think I'm going to sign off, and we've been seeing a lot of bucks, 6 to 8 bucks sometimes on the trail cameras in the little pond in front of the pines blind here, and so I'm hoping to see some of those tonight. But thanks for tuning in to Midwest Whitetail. Well, that's about it for tonight. Saw just a pile of does. Had 19 out in front of me at one point in time, which is a pretty good first night. No bucks, however, but it's October, and that's what you gotta expect in October. The bucks will be here when the does are here. It's just a matter of time. But that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail. Be sure and tune in every Thursday over the hunting season to get caught up on what's going on in the Great Lakes region.